Hello, I'm Jeff Breedlove with the Georgia Council on Substance Abuse, and we're visiting today with DeKalb County Commissioner Nancy Jester, who was kind enough to pay a visit to our office today. And by the way, our office, Commissioner Jester, is located actually in your district.
It is. Yes, I am so proud to be here at the Georgia Council on Substance Abuse. It is in DeKalb County and it's in District 1, and I am very proud that this organization is right here in DeKalb, right here in District 1. So it's a great day, and thank you for having me.
Well, it means a lot to us that our elected officials would come and learn more about recovery and the recovery community. You met with our executive director, Neil Campbell, with Larissa and Jay, two of our directors. Jay talked to you about the CARES program. Larissa talked to you about some of the work in the hospitals and the warm line. Maybe what was something that you learned today from the briefing you got that maybe you didn't know before?
Well, the sheer number of our friends and neighbors that are affected by this disease and that are working hard to be in recovery and in long-term recovery. And I think I learned 800,000 Georgians are affected by this disease, and also I think 23 million Americans are in long-term recovery or in recovery now in the United States. And just this obviously has significant costs to our society, to our health care, and there are wonderful positive ways to attack this disease and help the people, our friends and our neighbors that are being affected by this and their families. And Georgia Council on Substance Abuse is doing great work. I was so impressed listening to your colleagues here today. I learned a lot from that dialogue as well. Just the language that we're using, the removal of stigma, the not what's wrong with you, but what happened to you. That kind of dialogue was fascinating to talk to, and the fact that the folks here, they're walking the talk. Most people here, I think, are in active long-term recovery.
That's right.
Or in recovery.
Right.
So that they have stories to tell, and they are amazing. And I was blessed to hear them today. So I really appreciate being here at the council. So it was tremendous.
Well, before we wrap up, you of course came down to the Georgia Recovers press conference.
I did. Mm-hmm.
And so have you seen any of the billboards?
Yes, I did, and they're just magnificent. So, and this whole program and I think there's some state funding involved. It's a tremendous program, so I commend the state and the leadership at the state for being involved with this Georgia Recovers program. I think it's really going to affect people, and it was wonderful to meet the folks that are on the billboards and that are in recovery and listen to their stories. It was very moving, and I know that it's going to be a great service for all of Georgia.
Of course, some of those people are from DeKalb County,
mm-hmm. Yep.
And I know we're working together to have a town hall meeting in Recovery Month,
mm-hmm.
and I know we're going to do a resolution, and we'll have the people from DeKalb come down and to the commission meeting for Recovery Month. So your leadership on Georgia Recovers is much appreciated.
Well, it's near and dear to my heart.
So last question, if you were talking, with some of your peers,
mm-hmm.
Other elected officials from around the state, around Metro Atlanta, and they were asking you, why should they support the recovery community? What would your message to them be? Why is it important that the elected officials support the recovery community of Georgia?
Well, we need all Georgians. No one is expendable here, and this is such a big issue. It affects so many families, and it affects so many people, and we need all of them to make Georgia successful. So we can't give up on people, and we can't give up on families. And with society, we're seeing increases in alcoholism. We're talking about the opioid crisis. All of these things are happening around us. So now more than ever, leaders must address this issue. Leaders must get with the partners in the recovery community, the ones that have delivered results, have these great programs and these great people that can focus on a way to lead us out of this problem. And so I absolutely implore leaders, elected leaders and appointed leaders and boards across the state to pay attention to this community, listen to folks like the Georgia Council on Substance Abuse. They have solutions, they have ideas, We all need to be partnering together. This is an important issue. It's an important issue for all of Georgia. So I think that it's incumbent on every leader to know about this issue, learn about this issue, and make sure that they focus resources from wherever they are, whether it's local resources or state resources, on this issue. That is critical. And you know, our state's future is also dependent on that. If we mess up this issue, there's a lot of problems that get generated from that, from jails and criminal justice to health care. So focusing on this issue pays dividends. So I would certainly tell all my fellow elected officials to pay attention to this issue.
Well, we want to thank Nancy Jester for spending a few minutes with the Georgia recovery community today. Follow Commissioner Jester on her social media.
Absolutely.
We always want to give gratitude and thanks to those who support our community. So thank you, Nancy Jester, and follow the Georgia Council on Substance Abuse on social media also, and support the Georgia Recovers program.